Hi guys, I am back with another video for you guys. I have an iPhone 12 mini. The battery started dying, so we're going to replace the battery, but we'll try to preserve the ABS like this. It doesn't show the battery has been changed message. As you can see, it's 85%, but it's kind of okay, 85%, but for some reason it just dies faster and the customer wants the battery replaced. So this is what we're going to do. I have this method how I kind of open those new model phones, which I use this tool and a little bit of alcohol to open up the screen. I find it very fast method. I have a lot of tools to open up screen, but this method is much faster, and I'm kind of very used to it. So you have to be a little bit careful when you try this. It's kind of it takes some time to get used to using this method, but I would suggest you would try it like with on a broken screen like this. You practice a little bit. So what I will do is I pump a little bit. As you can see, I'm pressing a little bit while putting the alcohol a little bit, and I'm pressing a little bit more. And and if you still find it very hard to open, I'll put it on a heat. I have a heat plate. I put it on the heat plate for a little bit. Then we're back. I put it on the heat plate a little bit. We're going to try again. So as you can see, I put a little bit of alcohol on the edge and just keep on pumping with my left hand. Like I can see the screen starts to come up a little bit. Then I put a little bit of alcohol, and when it's way up, I'll put my glue, my little guitar pick. So the screen is up. We're going to take it apart. With this new models, you have to be very careful with the screen. The screen is more sensitive than the old screens. I'm just removing the glue, little glue. So the iPhone 12 mini opens on the left side. As you can see, the cable is on the left side of the phone, which is the volume side, the volume button side. So you have to be careful with that. It's not like the old phones which are on the right. Let's take off the screen like this. It will be easier for us to work with the battery. So the new model phones, starting from XR, I believe, when you replace the battery, it will show a message saying like the battery is not genuine, and you need to it just shows you a message, which is like a bummer, because iPhone started doing this, Apple started doing this, and it's kind of like they're trying to monopolize the whole repair thing, and I'm not really happy about it. Plus it's more headache than we usually have. what the fuck happened? Yeah, we usually have, so I am not happy about it. And they're keep on continuing with all kind of method to prevent repair technicians like me. So this is a bummer. So what I do with batteries is I put a little bit of alcohol from top side, and I put the phone a little bit tilt like this. The alcohol doesn't go to the camera. It's much better. It goes down to the charging port. So I put a little bit of alcohol, and I used like some kind of tool. It's better that you have like a plastic tool, but I'll put inside, and the alcohol will help, and the battery will pick up much easier like this. So we will continue working on the battery. And I'm hoping you're liking this new style I have. Like, I'm trying to put the videos out as much as I can, and I'm trying to put the videos in English like this. People will we will learn from them much more. At this point, I'm just cleaning out like extra glue, because I'm going to try, after replacing the battery with the BMS, and I'm going to put it in and check it before I glue it back in. So I'm just cleaning it. So at this point, this battery, we just need to remove any glues, like the tape, glue tape. I'm going to get my tool, and we're going to see how to reset the battery life cycle and battery health percentage. This is the tool. I'll open up the software now like this. You can see, and if you like it, you can order for yourself. Just remember to order some TagFlex cables for the battery. The TagFlex connectors are more like, because you can't just reset the battery's life cycle, you need to use these little tools, which you need to program using this tool. Like this, you'll attach it to your battery. And each time you replace a new battery, you need a TagOn Flex cable connector for each phone. So I'm putting my battery on the tool. As you can see, it's reading it. It's showing that it's the original BMS, and it's showing the percentage and the life cycle. So as you can see, if I try to excuse me. So this is the TagFlex for 12 mini. It has two sides, one where you connect the battery, and the other one is where you connect to the logic board of your phone. And there's a way to fold it like this, it will fit in on your phone. But for now, let's just see if it programs the life cycle time and battery percentage. After plugging it, I'm going to click read again and see if the tag flex is working and the battery is being read. But for some reason it's giving me error. Okay, it's rated. So let's replace the battery to 100% efficiency. This is the battery life cycle, and we're going to change the life cycle. I keep on saying life cycle, but it's cycle time. This is like the Chinese program. So we put it on 0 and 100% for battery percentage. As you can see on the programmer, is showing both the percentage and the cycle. So what we're going to do is we're supposed to put another non-original battery on the phone. Like this, it kind of like forgets the original percentage. Normally, like the phone's memory, it kind of remembers what the percentage was at before you reset the battery. So if we just put back the battery inside, it is still going to show us 85%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a non-genuine battery. Like this, it will show us the message. I'm just removing this plastic thing like this. It would be easier for me to put the phone without gluing it. By the way, let me know what you think about these videos, and if there's something you didn't understand, if there's something you want me to make, any other videos or anything like that, or like if you have any question, let me know in the comment. As you can see, I'm putting the screen back, and we're going to turn on the phone with the non-original battery. Like this, it will show up the message. And once again, the reason we're doing this is like the phone, so the phone will forget the original 85% message. As you can see, the battery is showing this non-genuine battery message. I'm going to just turn it off. Now when we put back the original battery with the tag flex connector connected, and when we turn it on, if everything what we have done is correct, it's going to show us that 100%, and it's on the peak level of the battery. So it resetted it. As you can see, we have 100% capacity on this battery. Now we just need to replace the battery itself. So from this battery, we just need the BMS and the TagOn Flex connector together. Now I'm kind of like folding the TagOn Flex cable like this. It will fit perfectly when we put back on the phone. There is a way to do it. Maybe you can see it. I'll finish folding it and I'll show you. I know I need a better camera. So this is how you fold it. You kind of like tug it. You see the TagOn Flex connector, right? So now what we're going to do is take off the BMS from the original phone battery without damaging any part of it. So I'm just going to take off this tape. This is like a black tape. Working with battery, you have to always be very careful, and as you can see, the tape came off very easily. So we're going to cut this positive and negative cable. When we cut the cable, remember not to connect both negative and positive connectors. I'm using a cutter. As you can see, it's not metal, it's a ceramic scissor like this. I don't have any short. I don't connect two sides. If you connect two sides, your battery is done. Even the trash one, the one I'm going to trash, which is the bad battery, I have to like put a tape on it like this. It doesn't accidentally get shorted. It's very dangerous. It could start a fire. I'm trying to speed up this video like this. You guys won't get bored. And I'm trying to see if I can help you with new tips and tricks. So as you can see, I'm taping As you can see, I put a tape on the old removed battery. Now we're going to do the new battery. We don't need the BMS from the new battery. This one is because I don't have a battery without BMS. Normally when you're doing this kind of job, it's better to get a battery without BMS. But I like to do this one. So when you cut the new battery BMS, you have to remember to cut it like this. You have extra little cable, which is the positive and negative, for you to solder back on, weld back on the original BMS, which I have in front of me. You have to cut right next to the BMS like this. You have more cable to weld, to work with. As you can see, I have enough cable to weld on. So this is the when you cut the cable from the new battery, remember to cut it right next to the BMS like this. You have extra cable to work with right here, right next to the BMS. I'll show you where you have to cut it. Right next to the BMS, the board like this. You have enough cable to weld back on our original BMS. And be careful, once again, not to connect the positive and negative, especially when you cut it, when you use a scissor. As you can see, I'm using a scissor, but it's a ceramic one, so it's not conductive. It's not going to shock or blow up the battery. So you have to be very careful not to use a metal scissor like this. You don't connect the two port. So the BMS, it's short for battery management system. This little logic board where you see on the battery, it's called BMS. So you have to align the positive to the BMS positive and the negative to the negative. Make sure, take a picture if you want, or get another battery like this. You don't misalign this. If you misalign, you're going to destroy the BMS. So be very careful with this, and it could get even more hot and start a fire, so you have to be very careful with that. So I'm using this welding machine. I'm going to weld it because normally battery connectors, you can't solder. You can't use soldering iron or lead or anything like that. So you're going to weld. This is very cheap welding machine. I love this welding machine. You can weld a lot of things, not only battery. Maybe I'll show you like a little bit close up like this. You would see what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is I'm connecting one side of the welding probe with the battery connector. Then I'm using the other one to weld. I'll show you under a microscope. I hope the audio is working very well, because I hate to do the audio again. So this is what I'm doing. Each time I'm welding, it's making a sound, a beep sound. Maybe you can hear it, maybe not. So I'm welding it very firmly on each side, on the corners, and I'm making it more flat too. But don't put too much pressure, and don't put the welding right next to each other. Too much next to each other. We're finished with the positive side. Let's do the negative side. Maybe this is the negative side. I forgot. So I'm aligning it perfectly like this. It won't bother me when I put back the battery. You don't have to put too much pressure. It's just you have to be a little bit smart where to kind of weld. Pick a best spot to weld. I'm doing it like right between the connector on the board and the connector on the battery cable. It's a very well designed welding machine. I love it. It's a little bit big for a welding machine, but it's understandable. It has a battery inside, and its watt can go higher, so it's understandable. I'm finished with welding the BMS back to the new battery. So let's fold it back and close it up. We have a good welding, so I'm going to fold it a little bit. We're going to use a little small tape that I saved. And there's a little shield, plastic shield. Normally it comes with the new batteries without BMS, but I have a couple of them here saved, and I'm going to use the insulating tape which comes with the battery to close it up. If not, you can save the one from the original one or the new one, and you can put the tape back on. I have a new one, so it's alright. I'm just putting the tape. I'm making sure the tape is well put together, and the little plastic shield, it's well put together. At this point we are done. As you can see, as new. So what we did is we just replaced the old bad battery with the new one on the original BMS. Let's put back and test if we have welded the battery properly, and see if it turns on. And after changing a BMS to a newer battery, sometimes the phone doesn't turn on because it doesn't remember. It kind of discharges the memory of the BMS. So you just need to plug it on the charger. Right after it kind of like turns on, you can unplug it. It will just continue from there on. But this is like sometimes. I'm sure this is like for the first time when you do it, you're going to take some time. And here, because I'm making a video just to show you guys, I'm trying to make it and explain it as deep as I can, but once you do like 2 or 3 batteries, you're going to be very fast. As you can see, we have 100%. At this point is just to close up the phone, and we are good to go. So after a couple of times you replace a battery, you're going to be just fine. It's going to be much faster. It's not going to take you like 30 minutes like it did with me. It's going to be even much faster. Tools you need are like the programmer, a new battery, and the BMS, the original BMS, and the TagOn Flex for your correct phone model. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and if you have any question and if you like this video, you know what to do. Comment and just ask, like, you know what to do. I am Adisu, and this is an iPhone 12 battery replacement without a message, and I am out. Thank you.